Welcome into the Glass House on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. It's the Murphy Center. It's the site of the semifinal round of the 2026 Class 3A Girls State Tournament. We got a good one for you on tap as the White County Warriorettes take on the Cocke County Lady Red. I'm Noah McKay on the call here on Media Row, joined by my broadcast partner Jacob Vinson. White County looking to make some history tonight in their second consecutive trip to the state tournament, but trying to reach the state championship game for the first time since 1992. In their way, a red-hot Lady Red team making their 8th appearance in the state tournament and 3rd in a row. Both these teams dominant winners a couple of days ago. Cocke County knocked off Liberty Creek 59-44, and White County rolled past Covington 69-49. We are live on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. Audio only today due to broadcast regulations here at the state tournament. And today's broadcast is presented by our friends at Sparta RECO. Jacob, big opportunity today for the White County Warriorettes, a very real opportunity. They don't have to play above themselves. They have to play their game. If they do, they'll have a chance to play against the Dyersburg Lady Trojans, who just defeated Alcoa in tomorrow's Class 3A state championship game. Very
similar to what Coach Dodgen said before the game yesterday, or in their first game, I should say, on Wednesday, in that they just got to play themselves. And in the first half, they weren't playing their game, and they were still up by 4 points, but it was not the prettiest basketball game in the world, and you said it perfectly. At this point in the season, it doesn't matter how it looks as long as you win the ball game, and that's exactly what they did. Now, the second half was much better. They played very good basketball in that second half and had a couple of phenomenal individual performances, and they're going to need to do the same thing today. This is a very good Cocke County team that's got a good amount of length and a good amount of speed, and you mentioned it. They took care of business in their quarterfinal matchup as well against Liberty Creek, 59-44. So two teams that are playing some really good basketball right now coming into the semifinals, and for White County, trying to get back to that state championship game and have a chance to, against a very, very good Dyersburg team that we just saw beat Alcoa in their semifinal.
Cocke County under third-year head coach Bodie Bible. They love Bodie in Cocke County. They knocked off Liberty Creek 59-44. They score 57.6 points per game. They allow just a tick under 36 points a contest. This is a great defensive team, and they are led by their junior forward, 6 feet tall Carmine Carmichael, averaging 15 points and 8 rebounds a night. She had a double-double along with 6 steals and 5 assists in their victory over Liberty Creek, a game in which they trailed by double digits at the end of the first quarter and then rolled the rest of the way from there. But in their way, the White County Warriorettes under 11th-year head coach Michael Dodgen. They're 33-5, and they are led by a Miss Basketball snub, Gracie Clark. What a performance she had on Wednesday night against Covington. How about 31 points for the senior? This group of seniors has been so prestigious. Coach Dodgen in his career has been to this tournament 6 times. The one thing that has eluded him when he's done everything else is get to a Saturday championship game. It's eluded this program since well before any of these players were alive, but they can't let that get into the way today. At the end of the day, it's a basketball game. If White County can get into their offense, if they can get out in transition before Cocke County's defense can get established, they got a great chance to play for a gold ball tomorrow.
Absolutely, and I think nerves are probably settled a little bit more here in the semifinal round. You've got one game under your belt, and obviously these players played here last year as well, the majority of them coming back from the team last year. So they've now got a couple of games under their belt here in this gym. Got a great crowd on hand. The student section is in full force behind the basket. Their crowd sitting behind us. It's going to be a raucous environment. Cocke County has a very good crowd on hand as well. Their student section is here too. So it's going to be a great ball game. And just looking through this Cocke County schedule, they've got a couple of like opponents in there, and namely Heritage is in there. Now, it was early on, but Heritage beat this Cocke County team by 10 points, 44-34 back in December, obviously. White County took care of Heritage in that sectional round, and these two teams are very different from that point in the season, but a couple of teams in there that each of them have played. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. And you mentioned Carmichael. She was the one that really stood out in that game in their quarterfinal matchup against Liberty Creek. She is so long and so lanky and just does everything well. Defensively, able to get into passing lanes. You mentioned the steals. She rebounds the basketball well, and she's got speed. She can beat you down the floor. It's going to be a tough guard for those White County Warriorettes defense, who played really well defensively.
We wondered how they would go about defending Carmine Carmichael. Coach Michael Dodgen told us today He's going with 3-time Defensive Player of the Year in the Upper Cumberland. Gracie Clark will be guarding Carmine Carmichael. I talked to him about that and a few other things just a few moments ago. We'll hear from the head coach. Come back with all the action. White County trying to become the second Upper Cumberland team to advance to a state championship game. York's going to compete for a gold ball tomorrow in Class 2A. White County trying to make it a 2-0 day for ladies hoops in the UC. We'll hear from Michael Dodgen. All the action on the other side. Coverage presented by Sparta RECO on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Moments away from tip-off at the Murphy Center, joined by White County head coach Michael Dodgen. Coach, your team's in the state semifinals here against Cocke County. You've had a chance to look at this Cocke County team. They're at a similar spot, making a return trip, trying to get to the state championship game. What are the things that have jumped out to you about this Lady Red team that you faced this afternoon?
Well, they play extremely hard on the defensive end of the ball. They're really physical. They remind me a little bit of Heritage, just of how physical they are. And, you know, they do some good things on the offensive end. They're led by Carmine Carmichael, who, you know, averaging about 18 points a game for them and does a really good job.
You know, the one thing that didn't go great for you against Covington was the slow start, down 8-0. In a game of this magnitude, two parts. How important is it to try to get off to a good start? But even if it doesn't happen, the importance of kind of having that maturity to stay in the game knowing there's a long time to go.
Well, obviously you always want to start good. And we didn't against Covington. We had a couple turnovers, and then we missed a couple easy shots. But, you know, we were able to withstand some stuff there. But, you know, you can't do that consistently. You just got to come out ready to play and fill each other out and go get it. You know, this is the type of environment that you work for and type of opportunities that you work for all year in your program. And, you know, you want to embrace the moment, but when it's time to tip, you got to be ready to go. And, you know, these kids have played a lot of games, especially this senior class. They've played a lot of games. They've done a lot of good things for our school and our community. And it's just another good opportunity for them to be on the floor together and another opportunity for me to get to coach them again, and because it's such a fun group to coach.
On Wednesday, you had obviously a huge performance out of Gracie Clark. Not a surprise, 31 points, but you got some big shots off the bench out of Kylie Norris. Ashlyn Selby stepped out and hit a big three. For those players, the key pieces that have given you pretty consistent production, how critical is that going to be to continue, knowing you've got a team that's very good on the defensive end on the other side?
Well, we're going to have to take care of it, and we're going to have to execute our stuff, and we're going to have to make open shots and make open looks, and especially we're going to have to do a good job on the free throw line. You know, we didn't do that very well in the quarterfinal game, but, you know, we're going to have to step up and play, and somebody's going to have to answer the challenge when their number's called. You know, I think Cocke County's given up about 39 points a game, so we're going to have to find ways to get the ball in transition. We're going to have to find ways to get up and down the floor and put pressure on them, and if we can do that, I think we're going to give ourselves a good opportunity to win.
All right, Coach, good luck today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back in courtside to the Murphy Center. The White County Warriorettes trying to advance to the Class 3A state championship game as they take on the Cocke County Lady Red. Let's get to the Quality Family starting lineups. First, for the Lady Red, under third-year head coach Bodie Bible with a record of 34 victories and 4 losses. Starting tonight, number 00, a 5'6" senior guard, Brooklyn Clevenger. Number 2 at 5'2", sophomore guard, Ava Wheeler. Number 5, a 5'6" senior guard, Blakelyn Clevenger. Number 13, a 6-foot junior forward, Ellie Profit. And number 23, a 6-foot junior forward, Carmine Carmichael. Their opponents tonight, the White County Warriorettes out of Sparta, Tennessee, under 11th-year head coach Michael Dodgen. Starting tonight for the Warriorettes with a record of 33 victories and 5 losses. Number 5, a 5'7" senior guard, Bella Winningham. Number 11, a 6'2" junior forward, Ashlyn Selby. Number 12, a 5'7" senior guard, Kyra Fox. Number 13, a 5'10" senior forward, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year and first-team All-Upper Cumberland's Gracie Clark. And number 14, a 5'8" senior guard, Lakeland Grasty. White County, the road team on the scoreboard. They're in their maroon uniforms and shorts, gray numbers and letters outlined in white trim. Lady Red, the home team, in their white uniforms, white shorts, red numbers and letters outlined in black trim. I'm Noah McKay. That's Jacob Vincent. We're here courtside in the Murphy Center. 32 minutes to advance to a state championship game. It's Ashlyn Selby against Carmine Carmichael in the circle. As the lead official throws it up, let's get it on in the glass house. Lady Red possessed the tip and will go to work, and immediately Gracie Clark forces a turnover. She jumps right in front of Brooklyn Clevenger, who threw it away Possession to White County, 7 seconds in.
That's what got him into the basketball game and really able to extend the lead in their quarterfinal matchup against Covington. It was that defensive pressure and already early on creating turnover.
Sparta had a very slow start. You heard us talk about that with Coach Dodgen, down 8-0 against Covington. They can't afford that today as Gracie Clark throws it up, can't hit as Carmichael defended her. And now a quick run out for the Lady Red, and they'll call Lakeland Grasty as Lakeland Clevenger stopped in her tracks. Grasty made contact from behind, and the game's first foul goes on Lakeland. It's Lakeland Clevenger and Brooklyn Clevenger, 0-0 and number 5 at the top of the formation here for the Lady Red. As backing down the defender is Brooklyn. Hands off Carmichael, gets through to the spot, puts it up, spins around, can't hit, rebound tipped. Another chance for Carmichael. She'll spin it back out, open three. Brooklyn Clevenger can't hit, rebound tipped again. Grasty comes away for White County. Lakeland Grasty pushing the tempo into the front court, rises up in the mid-range and is fouled. A push by Lakeland Clevenger and 2 free throws upcoming at the RECO free throw line for Lakeland Grasty.
And a great take there by Grasty, able to get to that mid-range spot. She loves that mid-range jumper. It falls a little bit short, but like you said, got pushed on the way down and going to have 2 shots. 2
lockdown defensive teams. They do it in different ways, but White County has a point of emphasis to get out and go in transition. You saw it there as Grasty has the game's first point at the free throw line. Her second is on its way. That one's no good. Clark tips the rebound. Carmichael there. And they'll say Clark was last to touch it, and they'll give it to Cocke County.
Cocke County did a good job offensively. Carmichael being guarded by Gracie Clark, able to set the screen and get the switch on Carmichael's drive to the basket. We'll see if they set a lot of ball screens here for Carmichael.
Clark right in the pocket of Clevenger as they beat the press into the front court. Carmichael drives again against Grasty, leans her off, but the runner won't go. Winningham, fresh off 13 points against Covington, has the board and out and running. Bella, coast to coast, powers it up, can't finish as it's blocked out of her hands, and it goes down to Carmichael. Cocke County basketball, a minute 15 in. Quick outlet feed to Profit. She's met by Fox in the low block, spinning it back out, right wing 3, can't hit, and it goes off the top of the backboard out of play. Possession back to White County.
That was a great job by Kyra Fox because she was the only defender back for White County. It was 2-on-1. She stops the basketball. The rest of the defense is able to get back in front. 3 is missed, and now you got the basketball going the other way.
Lakeland Grasty runs the point for this White County team. She gives off to Kyra Fox, now left side for Gracie Clark. Clark goes to work against Carmichael, gets a screen, rises up in the mid-range and hits. Gracie Clark with the game's first field goal, and it's 3-0 Sparta. Again into the full court pressure. White County trying to speed this team up. Into the half court it goes for Wheeler. She straddles the timeline, sends ahead to Carmichael. Again, Fox bodies her up. Carmichael loses her footing. Now on a knee, able to hand off to her teammate Profit. Profit bodied up by Selby, back to Carmichael. They'll switch off. Carmichael drives baseline, dumps off to Profit, who turns and lays it in.
Just kind of an awkward defensive set that time. They're in a weird spot there in the corner. Defended it well initially, but Carmichael able to get past and dump it off.
Grasty starts to drive, gives back to Fox. Fox, top of the key. These teams have met one time previous. It was in Sparta, as there's a steal for Cocke County, and then Lakeland Grasty committed a push, and that is 2 quick ones on Lakeland Grasty. That one not controversial at all. Kylie Norris immediately to the table for Michael Dodgen.
Yeah, that one hurts for this White County team. Your point guard leader heading to the bench with 5:43 remaining here in the first. But you've got Norris coming off the bench, who has hit some big-time shots here down the stretch in the postseason. Was really good against Covington and going to be relied upon heavily here early on now.
Sparta won that meeting in 2021, 83-53. Of course, totally different players in that game. Carmichael has it here. She'll fire it over top of the key. Wheeler. A lot of action away from the ball for the Lady Red right now as Clevenger has it. Totally different game. Covington was madness. There's no structure. Both these teams very structured. Here's Carmichael as she'll give back to Clevenger. Brooklyn Clevenger on the drive against Norris, who bodies her up. She'll bounce it back out to Brooklyn Clevenger, who drives the lane. Blakeland throws it up. No good. And it'll come down to Gracie Clark, who's quickly ahead for Fox. Over to Winningham. Shot fake for Bella. Now she'll pull it into the corner. Tosses back to Selby. Selby with a fastball. Way too much mustard on it as Clark was able to fingertip it on its way out. Possession back to the Lady Red.
Yeah, just got a little too excited as she saw Clark. She was wide open on the left baseline, cutting to the basket and tried to throw it over the top of the defense, and just way too hard and too high for Clark to haul in.
Let us know in the comments if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. I know who you're cheering for. We'll give the disclaimer in a moment as Carmichael skips it over right side for Brooklyn Clevenger. She'll drive inside. Winningham right there defensively, picks up the dribble. Bella's got 2 hands on the basketball. It's a jump, and the Euro belongs to White County. This is UCR, Upper Cumberland Reporter. If you're a Cocke County fan, turn off the broadcast. This is not for you today. We would like White County to win the basketball game. You have been warned. Gracie Clark going to bring it up with 4:45 to go in the opening frame. Clark, top of the key. She'll give back to Ashlyn Selby. Selby hands back Norris. Man-to-man defense here for Cocke County, and she's fouled. Just a straight swipe of the arm by Brooklyn Clevenger. That is her first, team second.
Yeah, both teams trying to get the offense going here. White County 1 for 3 from the floor. Cocke County 1 for 6 on the other side. Neither of them able to find too much of a rhythm yet offensively, almost halfway through this opening quarter.
Chloe Neathammer checks in. That is as far as they will go on the bench. 6 girls play for Cocke County, unless it's a blowout. Here's Kyra Fox, and she'll work it over right side. About 7 or 8 for Sparta will play. Left side here, Selby works off a Clark screen. Selby has a lane, takes it, drives, and is fouled. Ashlyn Selby to the RECO free throw line for 2 with 4:19 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, it's a great take. Gets past her defender and has a little bit of a lane. Takes it inside, goes up strong, able to draw the contact, and we'll have a chance at the line with 4:19 to go here in the first.
First one for Selby's on its way and good, and it's 4-2. A good start for White County, particularly on the defensive end. Nothing easy for Cocke County to this point.
Yeah, 2 points through almost 4 minutes of action, and there's been a few misses, but it's been a lot of that defensive pressure as Selby is good on that second, and they just keep it turned up here on this 1-2-2.
5-2 lead now for White County as Clark forces a lob pass. Bella almost got the steal. Carmichael splits a trap, and they'll call a foul. Big one here. Lakeland Grasky already out with 2, and this is going to be the first on Gracie Clark. Third team foul against Sparta. That could hurt them greatly. They do not need those 2 guards to be in foul trouble.
Well, and you wonder if you drop back out of that press, because that's where 2 of those fouls have come from so far. It's in that 1-2-2. Grasky picked him up, and then there was Clark's first. So we'll see if that changes a little bit, and there's still pretty high pressure here.
Carmichael drives, fires past, tipped by Selby, stolen away by Winningham. She had 6 against Covington. Everything but the points were there for Winningham on Wednesday night. And she'll spin it back out wide open. Kyra Fox spun out. No. Gracie Clark with a rebound. Second chance, Sparta. Clark goes up, and it's ripped out of her hands by Carmichael. It's a big defensive play. Now Carmichael shows off the handles into the front court. Sends it over left side. 3 on the way. That's short. Rebound loose. Tipped around, and Norris has it for Sparta. She's into a double team, and she's fouled. Third team foul against the Lady Red. They're going to get this one on number 2. That's Ava Wheeler, her first.
Yeah, a great job by Norris, able to wrestle it down and then kind of turned into the pressure. Fortunately, able to pick up the foul and get going the other way.
And apologies, it's actually the 4th.
Yeah.
So the next one sends Sparta to the line. They lead 5-2. This one had defensive war written all over it. It started that way as Selby gives back to Kylie Norris. Now bounces it inside. Great feed from Selby to Clark, who lays it in for 2.
Just a little give and go. Got it to that short baseline side. Clark cuts to the basket, gets it back, and lays it up and in. A great play.
7-2 White County as Clevenger has it here. Brooklyn tries to bring it up against a harassing Bella Winningham. Clevenger into the front court, and she'll be called for a foul. Just got a little too aggressive. It'll be the 4th team foul on Sparta, first on Bella Winningham.
Well, she was moving her feet and showing her hands, and then at the last second, as Clevenger tried to come to a stop, she reaches in with that left hand, and that's where the foul gets called. Really good defense, other than just at that last split second.
Back-to-back broadcast games. That'll be fun. And coming up next, the 4A semifinal, Cookeville and Bartlett. They open the year early on against each other. Now at the end of the year, they'll face off one more time. Here's a drive in for Neathammer. She's picked up by Fox. Turns into the inside lane. No. Fox on the rebound, and she's fouled. This will be 2 free throws for Kyra Fox as Neathammer just reached right in. A frustration foul.
Yep.
The foul count's going to be interesting. There hasn't been anything egregious called, but there's been a lot called through 5 minutes in this game.
And that's just not a smart foul. Fox got a rebound, and she's starting to run the other way, and then just reaching in from behind. Like you said, just a frustration foul there on Neathammer. And now 2 tries for Fox at the other end for the double bonus.
First one is good for Fox. It's 8-2.
And this is where White County's got to take advantage. You got to be aggressive with the basketball and try to get to this stripe with still 3 minutes and change here in the first quarter.
Second one's no good for Kyra Fox. She splits the trip. It's 8-2 White County. Here's Carmichael as she's bodied up by Winningham. She'll spin away, now fires it. That one's stolen away. Read it the whole way by Norris, but a tip pass right back. Neathammer has it ripped by Winningham, and now Carmichael has it. New life for Cocke County after they get it back. Now a lob pass, and Sparta's pressure is really creating havoc. You can tell the Lady Red are unsure of themselves right now. Here's Clevenger. She'll bounce it over right side, Neathammer. She'll fire it in. Carmichael High up, now working against Norris. She cleared her out. That is an offensive foul. Carmine Carmichael extended the arm on Kylie Norris. Possession back to the Warrior X.
Yeah, she got the double hit there. She goes lowering the shoulder, extends the arm, and now a timeout's going to be taken by Cocke County as they trail 8-2 with 2.5 to play here in the first. And a big foul call there on Carmichael.
First personal on Carmine Carmichael. It is White County basketball out of the 30-second timeout. Hey, how about Sparta RECO? In the Real Estate Collective, they're an all-inclusive sponsor. You see them on all of our broadcasts. One of the cool things about it is they have area reach, but they're in your market as well. So if you're in Sparta, you have Sparta RECO. You know them. They're in your backyard. You've grown up with them. Make sure you see them for all your real estate needs. And if you're anywhere else in the Upper Cumberland, you've got home base in Cookeville. You've got a home base in Crossville as well. Sparta RECO can make your real estate dreams a reality. And if you just need some information, they're going to be able to help you out with that as well. Maybe you're thinking, is this the right time for me to sell my house?
Just search Vincent and RECO on Google.
There you go.
It'll work out for you.
8-2 our score here in the Glass House. 2.5 to go in the first. It's Kyra Fox bringing it up as White County tries to separate early on here. There's a lot of basketball still to be played. Right side, Bella Winningham has it. She'll bring it left side. They defend the back cut nicely. Now Clark goes out to gather on the wing. Gracie off a screen, fires a fastball. Now Norris goes back in. Clark, she'll rise up and is fouled. And this is a huge call. It's the second on Carmine Carmichael, who's likely about to be forced out of this game. Gracie Clark to the line to shoot 2 at the RECO free throw line. She is an 81% free throw shooter, and
he's going to leave her out there.
By the stats, she is the best free throw shooter among qualified shooters in this 3A bracket, and she makes the first.
Yeah, and Coach looks at Carmine. You mentioned they've only got 6 players that they're going to go to, or one player go to on the bench. So he looks to Carmichael and he says, no more. You can't have any more, as Clark misses the second.
So White County needs to attack. Carmichael is now trying to break the press. Or the Lady Red, they get into the front court. Profit, she got away with a travel. Now sends it back over to Wheeler. Sparta's here, by the way, if you couldn't hear him. Carmichael has it. Sends it over left side, Needhammer.
Coach really wanting Cocke County to slow down. They're really getting sped up by this White County defense.
Profit sends it over right side. This is aggressive man-to-man Sparta defense out of that full court pressure. If you haven't seen it before, it is tough to handle. It's tough to handle even if you have seen it before. Ask District 7 3A about that. Needhammer drives inside, clears off. Offensive foul. Chloe Needhammer did the same thing that Carmichael did, threw out the arm. It's the second on her. All sorts of foul trouble for the Lady Red early on.
The unfortunate part for White County is they don't get free throws after the offensive foul since they're player controlled. You do get the basketball still, but a great start here defensively for White County, now back on offense.
Here's Ashlyn Selby in the front court, gives back to Bella Winningham. Winningham works it around a screen, top of the key. Starts to drive, now dumps it over to Kylie Norris. Lines up the 3. High archer, can't hit, rebound loose. And Carmichael able to come away with it. Carmichael pushing the tempo. It's 9-2 still. Sparta with a narrow lead. And another big collision, and they call a block. 2 free throws for Carmine Carmichael. Michael dodging, cannot believe it, as Kyra Fox, for the first time in this tournament, tried to take a charge. It looked like a really good take, but they did not give Carmichael her third. It is an and one as well.
Who'd they call the foul on? Coach Dodgen is beside himself.
It should be on
right
Fox,
here.
not on Clark. She was not in the area.
And that's what they're going to come together and talk about it now.
Gracie Clark was not in the area. If it was a block, it was on Fox. They'll go to the table and talk. There's no chance that's on Gracie Clark. And they will count the bucket. It's on Kyra Fox. And this is 1 free throw for Carmine Carmichael. That is a huge, huge, huge call early in this game. First on Kyra, and Carmichael hits the free throw.
And especially with Grasty on the bench now with 2 fouls. These foul counts starting to heat up. Obviously on the other side, they're already starting to pile up with Carmichael and Needman.
Both defenses have been good. It's 9-5. Left side, here's Ashlyn Selby with it. Selby goes to work. She'll pick up her dribble, fires a fastball to Norris. Tipped out of play by Cocke County. It'll stay with Sparta.
Yeah, fortunate to keep it that time, trying to throw it underneath, and it just gets deflected right at the last second and goes out of bounds.
Fox to inbound as Lakeland Grasty with 2 fouls is returning slowly to the scorer's table. Here's Gracie Clark. She'll give back to Fox. She bobbles, able to gather. A lot of contact play on. Now a little dump pass for Winningham. Runner up, missed it wide right, rebound loose. Profit tipped it back, and it's grabbed by Wheeler. Cocke County fortunate to only be down 4, but they are with the basketball.
Yeah, they got a chance to make it a one-possession game.
Here's Brooklyn Clevenger. Brooklyn with it. Bounces it over to Carmichael, back to Clevenger. Shot fake, now a drive. Whittingham puts two hands in the air. Shot no good. Rebound fought for, knocked out of bounds. They'll say Clark last touched it. Gracie beside herself at the call. It'll stay with Cocke County.
So Gresty coming back in for Kyra Fox, giving her a little bit of a rest.
And one of the Lady Red players came flying in, but she never checked in at the scores table, so they say you got to go back and cannot get in on this possession. Baseline inbound, fired in. Carmichael, runner good. Carmichael, just like that, has 5 straight. It's 9-7 with 14 seconds to go in the first. Sparta was not able to separate early on. Selby on the drive, barrels in, throws it up, no. Weak side rebound, tip, fought for. Carmichael lost it out of bounds. And it'll stay with Sparta, who has 2.8 for a final look.
Got plenty of time here. They're going to take it out right in front of the Cocke County bench. Kind of top of the key, extended there on the far sideline. 2.8 seconds. You've got enough for a dribble, maybe 2, but you still got to go quickly. Gresty's going to line up here in the backcourt. I'd be tempted to just throw it into the front court to Norris.
Give and go potentially here as Gracie Clark is the inbounder. She'll give it to Selby. Selby drives, spins, puts it up, and blocked.
Ooh.
And a technical foul.
Yep.
And that absolutely is. Ellie Profit just went chest to chest, talking smack with Ashlyn Selby, and bumped her and got teed up for it. That is a big mistake for Profit. It's absolutely a technical foul, and it's going to be 2 free throws for Sparta, and it looks like it'll be Gracie Clark to the line at the RECO free throw line. Thanks for the momentum as Clark hits the first.
And they haven't even turned the light off. Might want to turn the light off while she's shooting
around the glass. The red light is on.
Yeah, the red rectangle.
She doesn't care. She already made one. The next one for Gracie is good. Thank you very much. After 1, it's White County 11, Cocke County 7. Trip to the title game on the line. Coverage presented by Sparta RECO on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RECO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgoreco.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
White County leads after 1, 11-7. They got a gift at the end of the first. It was a block shot, a great play for Ellie Profit, and then she shoulder checked Ashlyn Selby. Official teed her up. 2 free throws for Gracie Clark, and White County gets the basketball.
And it's supposed to be Cocke County ball. The possession arrow is actually in favor of the Lady Red, but since it was the technical foul, it goes here to the second quarter.
They get the ball. So Grasty will bring it up. Works it over right side, hands to Kylie Norris. Fouls everywhere as Selby had to go through her hands out of play. Possession back to Cocke County. Ashton Selby just got to slow it down a little bit. Just a little bit sped up. She'll take a breath. Remember, she's the only one that didn't have experience in this tournament a year ago. Now, skip feet ahead, Carmichael has one defender in her way, bounces it across, and Profit lost it right out of bounds, and they gave it to Cocke County. She just lost it. Defender flew past, and she lost it. But they give it to Cocke County from the baseline. 7:40 to go in the second. Carmichael inbounds into the corner. Now back out Brooklyn Clevenger. Fires into Carmichael, goes up, and gets fouled. Gracie Clark into the back. Big call here. Grasty already has 2, and now Gracie Clark has 2. Definitely was a foul, and this is 2 free throws for Carmichael.
Yeah, she's trying to plead her case there on the block to the official on the baseline. Obviously, nothing's going to change, but it is her second personal, so that's a big one. Now, Clark and Grasty with 2 fouls.
Carmichael also has 2.
Yep.
So does Clevenger. That's Blakeland Clevenger. Neither team goes super deep into their bench. That'll be something critically important as Carmichael makes the first. Her second's up. She makes it as well, and it's 11-9.
Now, you got to credit Cocke County. They've looked really sped up at times, haven't been able to get into their offense, but only down by 2.
Norris has it right side. They've relied on their defense as Carmichael tips that one off the official out of play. And possession stays with White County. 7:28 to go in the first half. As Clark to inbound. Goes into the backcourt for Lakeland Grasty, who gets the play call in for Michael Dodgen. Trying to reach the state championship game for the first time in 6 trips in his coaching career. Went 4 times at Canyon County, now twice in Sparta. Winningham on the drive, gets to the spot off a great screen from Clark and lays it in for 2.
Yeah, able to get to the baseline. You mentioned got around the screen and just a wide open layup, and great to see for Bella Winningham. See one go through the rim.
And Sparta is not bailing out of the pressure. Ava Wheeler has it in the front court, spins over to Carmichael. Checks, she's behind the arc and airballs it. Profit rebound and blocked from behind by Winningham. Here comes Bella in transition. Carmichael from behind reaches around a pass that's going out of play. Was it tipped? Yes, possession stays with Sparta. I don't think it was.
I don't know
but they
if
got
it
one
was
with one earlier over on the other side, so kumbaya as Kyra Fox checks in for Kylie Norris.
And White County will absolutely take it.
4-point lead for the Warriorettes in a great 3A bracket. We just saw Dyersburg beat Alcoa 61-53. Second time in 3 years they'll play for a championship. Made the semifinals a year ago. Of course, it would be a rematch if White County could win this game. Dyersburg, White County in the quarters as Winningham in some trouble, able to get it out to Grasty. Grasty, nice crossover, mid-range pull-up, too strong, rebound down to Profit. Profit hands off to Carmichael as Selby in her hip pocket. Now back right side over to Blakeland Clevenger. Into the front court comes the Lady Red. They trail by 4. Here's Blakeland Clevenger, fires in Carmichael, throws it up, tough finish over Selby with the left hand.
It's a great pass, great catch, and a great finish. Selby right there the whole time. It goes through her hand, and Carmichael's still able to finish it.
Here's Bella Winningham from a mile away. Baked it in from way downtown. Bella Winningham with a Wallace Insurance Agency 3. Clinked it off the backboard, but in the right spot.
Doesn't matter how it looks as long as it goes in.
Carmichael, who needs to tie her shoe, bounces it back out for Blakeland Clevenger.
Yeah, she doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to, she doesn't want to. Blakeland trying to work against Kyra Fox.
Well, she knows it's untied too.
16-11, 5:35 to go in the first half off the 3 by Bella Winningham. Back out, here's Carmichael. Now Wheeler. Hand off Clevenger. Clevenger fires it on the back cut, and they caught him asleep at the wheel. Ava Wheeler cut free, a nice pass, and she lays it in.
One of the first mistakes we've seen from Bella Winningham all tournament long. She has been absolutely phenomenal defensively. Just had her head turned that time.
Here's Gracie Clark with it out of the wing. She'll pick up her dribble. Now dumps it into Grasty on the roll. Grasty reverses Selby. Selby on the drive, loses her handle, and is fouled, though. I believe, or are they going to call this one on Selby?
Selby. She got pretty out of control and lost the basketball.
Yeah, I think you're right. Blakeland Clevenger came in, and I thought they gave her a bailout call, but instead it's on Selby, and that is probably the correct call as Selby picks up her first. Second team foul on the Warriorettes. Their lead is 3, 5:05 to go in the second quarter. Here's Clevenger with it. Clevenger again forced to pick up by Clark, able to fire it ahead. Now a touch pass over for Brooklyn Clevenger. Brooklyn spins in against Winningham in the low block. Now bounces it back out to Blakeland. The most awkward-looking 3 shot I've ever seen, but the rebound comes down and it's knocked out by Clark, so it'll stay with the Lady Red. That was a shot put.
It's not good for him.
I've never seen that before. She goes to one arm and then just chucks it straight up into the air.
A little awkward.
If it works, it works.
It didn't.
She scores 10 a game, though. Blakeland Clevenger has it here. Gracie Clark playing with 2 fouls, puts 2 hands in the air, now swats at it. Shot no good, and that is the 3rd foul on Carmine Carmichael as she went over the back of the Warriorette inside. Possession back to Sparta, and finally Coach Bible is forced to the bench as Neathammer is going to check in for his superstar player.
That's really big right there. And she hadn't done a whole lot offensively in this game. She's been obviously solid so far with the 9 points and 6 rebounds. So now you take those out, Neathammer comes back in. So it's going to be interesting to see what Cocke County does here on both sides of the ball.
Sparta has to capitalize as Clark rises up and hits just inside the free throw line off the Selby screen. It's 18-13.
That's a true jumper right there as well. Kind of hung in the air for a half second, lets it fly at the last second, and it falls.
Clevenger has it here. Brooklyn Clevenger working against Grasty. Again, puts 2 hands to the sky, says, I'm not fouling.
You can be really aggressive here defensively as well without Carmichael on the floor.
Clevenger on the drive, throws it up, and a very late whistle from a mile away. The official closest to us is going to call one on Bella Winningham, and that is her second. And this is 2 free throws for Blakeland Clevenger.
Now, it may have been a foul.
That's not her fault. That's not her call, though.
And you said it too, it was so late.
And the first free throw is no good.
If you're going to call it when it happens.
And by the way, the Sparta students, led by Cole Sims at the front of it, are rowdy. Hunter Broyles is in there, and they are letting them hear it. As the second free throw is good, it's 18-14. They had the Michael Dodgen photo with the crown on.
It's tremendous.
It's hilarious. And it goes to Ashlyn Selby. Selby skips it back, Grasty. Kyra Fox wants it, and Sid Selby's open. Wing three, can't hit, rebound down. Neathammer battling for it. Bella Winningham has a hand on it. It's a jump. The arrow this time belongs to Cocke County.
Yeah, I mean, she's in on every single 50-50 ball. Gets a hand in there that time. It's a jump ball. It will go to Cocke County, but this White County defense just stifling here in this first half.
18-14. Cocke County averages 57 points per game. Right side. Now they'll give it off Wheeler. Left alone, lines it up and hits. First real wide open three of the game. Ava Wheeler splashes, and it's 18-17.
Yeah, that was from way out there as well, from beyond the men's three-point line here at MTSU.
Here's Ashlyn Selby. Sparta in need of a bucket. They have not blinked without Carmine Carmichael on the floor. Winningham gives back Clark. She's going to line up the three. The answer, another bank. A Wallace Insurance Agency three.
If it's open, you're going to take it. It's a couple of times they've banked it in from that same spot.
It's not 5 o'clock on a Friday yet. The bank is wide open. Now, again, the full court press being ratcheted up. Here comes Blakelyn Clevenger. She'll skip it over left side, Neathammer. Neathammer drives baseline, blocked, but a foul. They'll call Ashlyn Selby for the personal as she went up for the block, and that is the second on Selby, and 2 free throws upcoming for Chloe Neathammer. I thought she got ball.
It looked like pretty good defense. I mean, that's as vertical as you can be, and she jumped up straight in the air, and I would love to hear the explanation on that one.
Neathammer makes the first free throw for her first point. Kylie Norris in for Bella Winningham. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. We expected a good game. It's been one so far, 21-18. Next one for Neathammer, way up into the air. No, Clark has another rebound. Gracie Clark, that's her third board so far. Selby ahead to Grasty. Turnaround jumper in the mid-range. I think she was surprised by how open she was and missed it. Here come the Lady Red trying to tie it on this possession with a three. Clevenger hands off to Blakelyn Clevenger. Now Wheeler, three-man weave. Wheeler gets a moving screen, and they call it a carry. Either way, possession back to White County.
They're going to get the basketball back no matter what there.
Checking in for the first time is Sarah Winfrey, the sophomore. Coming in for Ashlyn Selby is without Carmichael on the floor. Coach Dodgen goes to a smaller lineup. Bringing it up here is Grasty. Grasty bounces for Clark. Clark with room to operate off a screen, picks up, skips it over left side to Fox. Fox, a little pick and roll. Clark inside, twisting jumper, good. Gracie Clark in her bag again. 14 for Gracie Clark.
Yeah, gets deep in the lane, realizes the defense is on her, kind of fades away and able to teardrop it in.
Here's Brooklyn Clevenger in the front court. She'll give over for Chloe Neathammer. Neathammer brings it back, gives to Blakelyn Clevenger. Blakelyn guarded by Norris. 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Sparta's lead is 5. They've led throughout. Wheeler has it right wing side. Now back out top of the key, Profit. Profit swings it over for Blakelyn Clevenger. Fox trying to get the steal. Clevenger maintains possession, drives into her now. Turning, Fox still reaching, now picking up in the low block. 5-second clock ticking, she'll skip it out to Brooklyn Clevenger. Long possession here as Sparta is deep in their defensive possession. Left side it goes. Here's Blakelyn Clevenger, now fires in. Neathammer got the spot, good and one. Winfrey pushed her in the back. Cocke County capitalizes on a minute-long possession. Chloe Neathammer back to the line.
And it's the same thing White County did earlier on in this ball game. It's the pass into the corner. You cut to the basket. You get it right back. Winfrey not able to stay in front of Neathammer and commits the foul from behind as she tries to go for the block.
First on Sarah Winfrey. Neathammer at the line trying to cut it to a 2-point game. She'll fly away and gets a friendly roll off the heel. 23-21. Grasty sends it ahead to Gracie Clark. Gracie works it over, now fires it back for Winfrey, and she traveled. Jumped and moved forward, and Coach Dodgen going to get a couple of subs in. Bella Winningham, Ashlyn Selby back in for Fox and Winfrey.
Yeah, so you get the starters back in there with 1:24 remaining here in the second. And again, Cocke County, like you said, hadn't blinked. With Carmichael off the floor with those 3 personal fouls, they still have a chance to tie or take the lead here.
Pass over right side, Profit. She'll give back to Wheeler, down just 2, and they threw it away. Possession back to White County with 1:12 to go in the half.
And now if you're White County, you got to take advantage. Try to push this lead going into halftime, get a little bit of momentum.
Here comes Lakeland Grasty into the front court. 1:08 to go in the second. She'll send it right side, Bella Whittingham. Whittingham shrugs off one defender, gives to Clark. She's 5 of 7 from the floor. Gracie inside, spins it back to Selby. She traveled. Been a point of emphasis in this tournament. They're calling it all over the place. She just took an extra shuffle before putting it down. 57 seconds in the quarter. Ball goes back to Cocke County.
Came and caught a pass there on that top left part of the top of the key and was going to drive inside, just kind of shuffled her feet before she put it on the deck.
Sparta sets up the pressure as Brooklyn Clevenger looks at 2 Warriorettes, now bounces it ahead to Wheeler. Wheeler steps into the 3, can't hit, would have been for the lead. Rebound fought for, Clark had it, ripped it, it's a tie-up, and the arrow belongs to White County.
Now, if you're White County, you're saying thank you very much for taking a quick trigger 3 with 46 seconds remaining in the half, and now you get the basketball back, already leading by 2 and a chance to tack on a couple more.
See if Sparta holds for the final shot here. Looks like they're just going to go. Grasty sends it over to Norris off the corner, fires in Selby. Selby on the set play is fouled. Ashlyn Selby to the RECO free throw line for 2. Sparta RECO is the presenting sponsor of today's game. And Ava Wheeler going to be called for the personal.
A Cocke County fan calling for a travel there. Not even that it wasn't a foul, calling for a travel on a give and go.
First one for Selby is no good. Ashlyn Selby's a 74% free throw shooter. That's the second foul, by the way, on Wheeler. A lot of players have 2 fouls, both ways, a lot. And Carmichael has 3. Selby hits the second. 3-point lead as Winfrey and Angle check in for White County.
Give a little rest. Gracie Clark with 2 fouls. Selby comes off as well. So get that extra rest here before the halftime break. They may come back on if they get the basketball back.
Both of them have 2 fouls. There's still 2 more out there with a couple as there's a pass tip but grabbed in the front court. Now it's sent over to Lakeland Clevenger. 23 seconds to go in the second. Clevenger from the middle, MT logo here at the Murphy Center. 14 seconds to go. She still has it. Grasty denying the basketball where they want to go. Clevenger trying to hand it off. Lakeland Grasty with a tremendous denial. 5 seconds they'll give back. Profit now. Has to put up a shot, just chucks it, and it didn't quite bank in. And the White County Warriorettes will head to the halftime locker room with the lead. After 2 quarters here in the Glass House, it's White County 24, Cocke County 21. 2 quarters to a state championship game. On the other side, we'll have an abbreviated Happy Heller halftime show, but first a word from the sponsors to make it possible for us to be here, not just for this game, but on the ground all week, the next 2 weeks. Every game we are in the building covering with photos, stories, highlights, broadcast, and more. Actually here, because of the sponsors you're about to hear from on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookeville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookeville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this this broadcast on the UCR Media. Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family, trusted care right where life happens.
Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018. Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this brand new construction on the Caney Fork River in Sparta. This home sits on 1.6 acres with 190 feet of river frontage and boasts 2,300 square feet of living space with a spacious 2-car garage. Enjoy the river views from your beautiful expanded covered porch. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential, multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, has been supporting student athletes in the Upper Cumberland area since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear DJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
The Real Estate Collective Auction Group offers expertise in a variety of services, including real estate, personal property, equipment, and nonprofit benefit auctions. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their upcoming auctions at letsgoreco.com. The Real Estate Collective Auction Group is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
SwallowsInsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical problems today. It's happyhiller.com. At the break, White County leads Cocke County 24-21. A minute and a half to go till second half action. Noah McKay joined by Jacob Vincent. Gracie Clark with 14 points, 5 of 7 from the floor. She had 4 rebounds as well. Bella Winningham had 5 points and 3 boards. On the other side, it was Carmine Carmichael. We expected her to be big in this game. She had 9 points and 6 rebounds, but then had to leave the floor after her third personal foul. A whole bunch of players have at least 2 fouls in this game. Quite frankly, that could be the biggest thing that decides who wins this contest.
I would imagine that a lot of the focus there at halftime is trying to figure out how to defend without fouling, but then also looking at Carmichael on the other side. If you're offensively for White County and you see Carmichael in the lane, you go straight at her in the lane, make the official make a decision on a call and draw some contact. You may pick up an offensive foul, but at least you put it in their hands to make that decision, because if you can pick up 4 on her and get her off the floor, especially early, you're going to give yourself a better chance. Now, all that to say, Lady Red played pretty well even without her on the floor. They did not, White County wasn't able to extend their lead with Carmichael off the floor, and she had 9 and 6 when she was on the floor. So Cocke County's done a good job of kind of weathering that storm of the foul issues. White County obviously has some foul issues of their own, 4 different starters with 2 personal fouls. So they got to be careful too here early on in the second half.
White County will attack right to left on your screen as you envision the action. Cocke County left to right. 2 quarters to decide who plays Dyersburg for the state championship tomorrow at 1:30. Back underway here in quarter number 3. It is Cocke County basketball as Carmichael sends it left side for Ava Wheeler. Wheeler hands off to Brooklyn Clevenger. Clevenger trying to back down Grasty. Grasty has 2 fouls, so does Winningham, so does Selby, and so does Clark. Carmichael sends it over right side. This one grabbed by Blakeland Clevenger. Blakeland fires in Carmichael, and immediately Carmine Carmichael lays it in for 2.
That's not who you want to get loose behind the defense, and that was a good pass over the top of it as well. Carmichael makes a nice catch and able to have an easy 2 up and in.
Now on the other end, here comes Sparta. It's Gracie Clark with it. Clark dumps it in looking for Selby. Bodies everywhere to be a tie-up. Probably not a wise pass. Possession stays with White County, though, on the arrow.
I have no clue how Selby ended up with that basketball. It was a pass over the top all the way through the lane to the underside of the basket.
Inbound from the baseline, and an offensive foul. And this is a huge call.
It's on Gracie Clark.
I think it is on Gracie Clark. It's on Clark, and that is her 3rd. So now Gracie has to be incredibly careful, because if she leaves this floor, this game changes immensely. 24-23, 7:22 to go in the 3rd. Now, pass over the press left side. Here's Clevenger. Brooklyn gives over to Blakeland. Now a skip feed to Carmichael. Quickly across the paint. Blocked. Grasty swats that one out of bounds away from Profit. It'll stay with Cocke County.
That was a great press break by Cocke County. They get the ball up floor quickly. Carmichael's got it on the left side of the lane, and nice block there by Grasty, though, getting back in defense.
Carmichael tries to back down Clark, gets her off her feet, leans in, and rises through. Cocke County leads for the first time. It's 25-24. Carmichael with 4 straight.
Yeah, Gracie Clark very fortunate there not to pick up number 4.
Winningham thought about the deep 3. Instead drives in, throws it up, didn't get the call, and it'll stay with White County.
Kind of looked like she got hacked across the arm on the way up. Maybe they got basketball. I didn't have a great view of it.
6:56 to go in quarter number 3 as Grasty inbounds to Clark. Sparta needs a bucket. Gracie tries to back down Wheeler, now bounces it over for Winningham. Winningham sends back to Ashlyn Selby. A 4-0 run for Cocke County. Back cut, that one tipped a couple of times out of bounds, and it's going to go to Cocke County. I think it was last touch by Gracie Clark. It ricocheted twice, possession back to the Lady Red, who have the momentum now early in quarter number 3.
White County's just not making good passes right now on offense. They're making a lot of lazy passes that keep getting deflected, and that's a credit to Cocke County, but White County's just not making good passes.
They've been much quicker against the press. Shot up and a foul as Kyra Fox came across on Ellie Profit, who will have to earn it at the line where she goes to shoot 2. Profit did not go to the line in the first half.
Profit did pick up a technical foul in the first half. That's what she did.
She most certainly did, and it was a well-earned technical foul.
It was.
And her first free throw is no good, 25-24.
Yeah, you mentioned White County needing a shot here, now down by 1. Depending on this second free throw, just got to get a little bit of momentum back on their side of the gym.
Next one, no good as well. Clark goes up for the rebound. White County basketball, they led the entirety of the first half, now down by 1. Welcome to the state tournament. It's going to be back and forth. Winningham bounces to Fox.
Grasty was wide open for a full 10 seconds here on the left wing.
Selby, Gracie Clark's getting wrapped up around the waist. Has it triple teamed, another near tie-up. They blow the whistle, and a jump is the call. The arrow belongs to Sparta. I mean, she was getting bear hugged around the waist in the low block, and the official who called a foul from a mile away yesterday stands here and doesn't call anything. It's incredible. I mean, 2 hands around the waist in a hug. Inbound goes to Clark. She turns inside. Clark blocked in a foul. Gracie Clark to the line to shoot 2 at the RECO free throw line. It should go on Blakeland Clevenger.
Yeah, Clevenger kind of cutting across at the last second, trying to block it. Able to get a little bit of the basketball, but a lot of the body as well. And going to be 2 shots here for Clark, and at least just to see something go through the rim would be good for White County.
Second on Clevenger, and Gracie Clark hits the first free throw at the RECO free throw line. Gracie now 4 for 5 at the stripe. They get 5 for 6 as Sparta regains a 1-point advantage. See the comments, keep them rolling in here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, or follow the page. Records being shattered every day as we're here on the ground in Murfreesboro. Carmichael has it. Grasty again just denying Clevenger, who now has it. Brooklyn Clevenger drives, tries to clear her out. Picks up, bounces back to Carmichael, who's being guarded by Ashlyn Selby. Again, Gracie Clark has 3 fouls, so they've had to switch. Carmichael going to give off to Blakeland Clevenger. Now fires it over the top for Carmichael. Can she stay in? Yes. Tries to back down Selby. Throws it up. Great defense. Gracie on the rebound. Here comes Gracie Clark. Skip feet ahead to Winningham. Winningham weaves through traffic. Finger roll. Good. 28-25. 4 straight for the Warriorettes.
And that was set up by Lakeland Grasty. She was out in front of Bella Winningham and just kind of runs through, gets the defense, and splits the C's for Bella Winningham to get the finish.
Pass over right side. Blakeland Clevenger. Big answer for White County. This is an experienced team. This is the Alamo for this senior group. Here's a drive inside, runner up. No, rebound Selby. Here comes Sparta again, wasting no time. Ahead to Clark. Clark drives in, dumps it over Winningham. Shot fake and a travel. Same official who has called maybe 40 travels in his games in this tournament calls another one. Possession back the other direction.
Very travel happy.
I promise you, you can tell who comes from the areas with bad girls basketball in this state.
Yep.
Because certain areas
they're not used to
they're
seeing
not
this
used
quality.
to seeing the shot fake followed up by the quick dribble step left, and they call a travel for it. I promise you he comes from an area with bad girls basketball. Carmichael drives in, and they call her for a travel. Different ref. We'll go back the other way.
It was. Being equal opportunity, I guess, for the most part.
Grasty bringing it up, 4:54 to go in the third. It's 28-25. Don't forget, we've got Cookeville Lady Cavalier basketball against Bartlett next. That'll be in a new broadcast. A 4 o'clock tip-off. I'll get it right eventually. Selby fires into Gracie Clark. Clark, 2 for underneath, tries to step back, and it's another tie-up with a jump, and the arrow belongs to Cocke County. And Coach Dodgen telling his star player, kick it. Lakeland Grasty was open in the corner.
Yeah, he's trying to go up there, two different defenders there, and then she's open in the corner because there are two defenders on Clark. She gathers a lot of attention. Got to be able to kick it out and find your open shooters outside.
This game has been tight throughout. Cocke County has not scored in 2.5 minutes, but they're down just 3. Pass sent over right side, Neathammer. A lot of off-ball strains. Carmichael has it. Selby bodies her up. Carmichael turns, spins, puts it up. Another great defensive play, but a better finish. Carmichael gets the leg.
Yeah, looked like it was going to pop out, sat on the rim, and fell through. A really good finish for Carmichael.
Pass right side. Here's Kyra Fox. Fox gives back for Ashlyn Selby. Selby off a Fox screen. Now rolls. Shot blocked. Put up from the elbow and got swatted. Cocke County basketball down 1. Middle of the third quarter here in the Murphy Center. Skip pass ahead, Carmichael. She'll activate on the drive. Carmichael dumps it back. Lakeland Clevenger. Clevenger goes into Winningham, spins again. She's traveled, and they call it finally. Took a step, then spun back left, took another step, and possession back to White County.
I guess if you spin around enough, it kind of throws off, and like, oh, did she actually? Yeah, she absolutely did.
Well, she started just inside the free throw line, and she ended inside the restricted area. So it tells you a lot. Here comes Lakeland Grasty. Pass was telegraphed and tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Warriorettes. 3:43 to go in the third quarter.
Well, Neathammer did a good job, too, kind of hiding behind Selby there and kind of baiting it into the pass and then stepping in front, deflecting it.
Clark going to fire it into Fox. Fox gives over to Winningham. Bella sizes it up right side against Clevenger. She'll start the drive. Winningham bodies her back. Now she'll bounce it back out. Fox retreats to the top of the key. Fox with a bounce into Wella Winningham. She'll pass fake. She'll step around, and it's blocked out of play. Again, Carmichael with the block. Back to the table, checking in is Ellie Profit. In for Brooklyn Clevenger. Kylie Norris to the table too late. They won't let her come in. Grasty to inbound from the baseline here for White County. She'll bounce it in for Clark. Gracie Clark back to Bella Winningham. From a mile away, couldn't hit. Rebound down, grabbed by Profit. 28-27. That was probably a 30-footer for Winningham.
That was pretty deep.
Now here comes Lakeland Clevenger. Clevenger drives against Fox. Fox puts a hand on her back. Now she'll pick up. Trying to get it to Carmichael, and Grasty's just harassing her. And a timeout going to be called by Bodie Bible because Lakeland Grasty is a menace defensively. 3:02 to go in the third quarter. It's 28-27. Timeout on the floor. Coverage presented by Sparta RECO. We appreciate them being an all-inclusive sponsor at the Real Estate Collective. 28-27. I mean, this has been the game throughout.
Yeah.
Nobody's led by 3 scores yet.
It's been a great basketball game. Hadn't necessarily been the best shooting basketball game for either side, but it's been back and forth. I mean, actually, both field goal percentages are even higher than they were at the start of the game. 37% for Cocke County, 35% for White County, and it's just been great defense. Both teams getting some shots to go inside. Both teams getting to the line, and I mean, it really has been an awesome basketball game.
3:02 to go inbound here for the Lady Red. They trail by 1. They led briefly for the first time earlier in this quarter. Sparta answered with a run. Here's Clevenger on the drive. Blocked with authority by Ashlyn Selby out of play.
I mean, that was great because Clevenger creates the contact. Selby stays vertical, gets the contact, and then blocks it afterwards. That was really good play.
Baseline inbound coming here for the Lady Red. Survey, now fired over the top. This one grabbed Carmichael, dribbled it off her foot, dives on the hardwood for it. They're swiping at it. A very good play. She's able to save it to Profit. New chance for the Lady Red. Carmichael gives back out Lakeland Clevenger. Lakeland Grasty's in her hip pocket. 2:40 to go in the third quarter, 28-27. Clevenger bounces it over right side, Carmichael. Clark is on her, but Clark has 3 fouls. Carmichael, shot fake, picks up. Now gives back Clevenger again. Clevenger spins, drives baseline, steps through, puts it up. Tough finish. Lakeland Clevenger regains the lead for Cocke County.
And all the defenders underneath either had 2 fouls or 3 fouls, so they kind of had to step aside and not pick up another.
Winningham off the shot fake, brings it back out. Carmichael in front. Man-to-man here for Cocke County. Handoff Norris back out to Grasty. Right now it's Gracie Clark with 16 of the 28 points for White County. She has it here out of the corner. She'll bring it back out. To the free throw line, Clark bounces to Selby. Selby fires a fastball right side for Norris. Now back around. Winningham touches it to Selby. Selby sizes up Profit, hands off Winningham. She'll drive, throws it up, left-hand leg, can't hit, rebound loose. Carmichael has it. And another chance for Cocke County to stretch their 1-point lead. Here comes Lakeland Clevenger. Clevenger Forced to pick up by Selby. Now has Carmichael driving in. Carmichael on the switch. Selby again bodies her up like a brick wall. Handoff or pass, I should say, back to Clevenger. 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. 29-28, Sparta trails by 1. Clevenger against Grasty. She'll split a trap, now steps through. That one swiped, she gathers again. Clevenger bounces back out. Carmichael, one dribble, now left side it goes for Neathammer. Neathammer surveys, tosses it back over to Profit. This is the big lineup for Cocke County, with Neathammer on the floor alongside Profit and Carmichael. Long possession, 1 minute to go in quarter number 3. Defensive war in the state semifinals. Profit sends it over right side for Clevenger.
Yeah, they got the switch. Norris now guarding Carmichael.
Clevenger hands off Carmichael. They'll switch back with Clark. She'll drive, shot blocked, but a foul, and this is the 4th. Gracie Clark, she reached down, the 4th personal. She'll be forced out of the game for a while, and this is a huge opening for Cocke County as Carmichael goes to the line for 2.
And that's exactly why you run that play. You get the switch, and it ends up being Gracie Clark who defends her on the way to the basket after Fox picked her up. She got screened again. And so Clark, like you said, pretty good defensively initially, and then just at the last second comes down on her arm and fouls her and picks up her 4th.
The good news for White County is Cocke County is now 6 of 11 at the line as Carmichael misses the 1st. But Clark to the bench, and somebody's going to step up offensively in a major way for White County without 13 on the floor. Next one for Carmichael. Another miss. Rebound, though, Profit. Second chance, partially blocked by Winfrey. Coach Bible wants a foul. He needs to stop crying. That was a great block.
Basketball.
Here's Grasty. Drives all the way through. Rises up. Can't hit. Another miss. Sparta is ice cold. 0 for their last 5, and they haven't scored in 5 minutes. Here they come in transition, Carmichael. Grasty in her pocket. Maybe a travel goes uncalled. They'll give it back over Clevenger. Clevenger has it poked a couple of times by Winningham. Now tries to drive. Clevenger into open space. Spins. Throws it up wildly, no. Selby on the rebound. Again, they go quick, and it's a break for Sparta. 13 seconds for Selby. Selby, coast to coast. Spins inside, puts it up. What a play by Ashlyn Selby for 2.
That's a great job. Just kept it herself, drew the contact as well.
Clevenger with 2 seconds. Half-court heave on line, too strong. Ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn ready. Sparta leads by 1, trying to make the state championship game. Coverage presented by Sparta RECO on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RECO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgoreco.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is
Quick turnaround here in the Murphy Center, 30-29. White County with the narrow lead off the lay by Ashlyn Selby. Gracie Clark off the floor right now with 4 personal fouls. A defensive war today in the Murphy Center. Winner gets Dyersburg tomorrow at 1:30 for a state championship. Loser season ends in the Final 4. Noah McKay joined by Jacob Vincent here live on UCR. Happy to be along with you today for White County Warriorette basketball. We'll have Cookeville basketball at 4 o'clock when they take on Bartlett. Right back here in this same spot. Lakeland Grasty hands off to Kylie Norris. Norris works it over right side Selby. Skip feed back for Winningham. Sparta still has weapons. They are deep. But it had been Gracie Clark shouldering the offensive load as Selby fires into Norris. She's double teamed and a timeout. A great timeout by Michael Dodgen. That was all sorts of trouble, and Coach Dodgen gets a 30-second timeout.
Well, that too, he's got all 5 left. That's the first timeout he's used today. So you've got him in the pocket. You might as well use him, and that's a perfect spot for it. Norris was in trouble. If it was a jump ball, it was going to go back to Cocke County. So fortunately, White County is able to keep possession of the basketball, and they'll take it out underneath.
Carmichael was able to play that quarter without picking up a foul. She has 3. The ultimate equalizer with the Gracie Clark foul trouble would be if they could get Carmichael to pick up her 4th. That would put some pressure on Cocke County. And
they're not as deep.
They are nowhere near as deep. As Grasty going to inbound from the baseline here out of the timeout. Fires to Selby, who's free and puts it in. Michael Dodgen drew it up, and it's 32-29.
I mean, that was perfect. She cut towards the middle of the lane, right back to the left block. Good pass and up and in for two.
Clevenger has it here, and the Sparta faithful are on their feet. It's a rowdy Murphy Center on a Friday afternoon. And an errant pass. Tune up the band. Possession back the other way as they threw it out of bounds.
It was almost a 5-second call, and then the rest of the White County defense came to help as well. The pass goes straight out of bounds. White County's got the basketball back in a 3-point lead early on here in the fourth.
Major favor. It's a great game in the middle of an afternoon. You need to share, comment, and like the broadcast so that people know they can listen right here live. Ashlyn Selby drives, gives back to Grasty. Grasty dumps it over Selby. Long two on the way. No. Rebound down. This one grabbed by Carmichael. She's trapped immediately and wrestled away. Winfrey took it away and lays it in. Sarah Winfrey gives Sparta a 5-point lead and a foul on Cocke County for a push as Grasty got shoved. Sparta basketball with 6:51 to play.
Wow, and that's just the crowd getting into it for White County. It's making a lot of noise. Cocke County all out of sorts. Grasty standing in front, gets shoved to the floor, and they didn't even need it. She didn't even have the basketball, and Cocke County's going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Lady Red, as Brooklyn Clevenger just shoved Lakeland Grasty. The intensity on the defensive end is ratcheted up for Sparta. They now lead by 5. Long way to go. You got to keep your wits about you with 6:51 to play.
I mean, what a sequence to open up this fourth quarter of action in a very short amount of time. The pressure, and again, no Gracie Clark out there on the floor right now. Cocke County kind of had it without Carmichael on the floor. Now Gracie Clark is not on the floor for this White County team. Grasty, a big play, and how about Sarah Winfrey?
Didn't play well in the first half, Jacob. Played very limited. Gets in here, gets the steal from Carmichael, turns and lays it in. That's a big play
Huge.
by a young player.
In a double team there, Grasty and Winfrey just takes it right out of the hands of Carmichael. It was completely clean. Carmichael brought it down. She took it away, and then just puts it right up and in for two. A massive play, and White County has the basketball out of the timeout underneath their own basket.
Out of the timeout. Just 2 remaining for Cocke County. Coach Dodgen has all 4 left in his disposal. Selby with it on the inbound. She'll hand off Grasty, trapped in the corner. Grasty fires a pass, tip stolen right back by Cocke County. They leaned into the trap there, and now here comes Blakeland Clevenger with speed. Clevenger weaving through traffic out to the wing. It quiets down for a moment as Blakeland Clevenger has it here. Still a long way to go. 6.5 to play in a 5-point game. Every game besides one in this entire tournament in all classes, as a hold will be called away from the ball.
They're going to get Grasty.
And if they get it on Lakeland Grasty, it'll be her 3rd. She picked up 2 early and now picks up her 3rd, team's first. Again, Gracie Clark off the floor with 4. But as I was saying, every game besides the last one earlier on between Huntington and Gatlinburg-Pittman has been fairly tight in this entire tournament in all 4 classifications.
Yep.
This one has been as well. And it may be the rowdiest this gym has been. Here's Carmichael inside, turns on Selby, throws it up, flopped, no good. Winfrey on the rebound, here she comes. Sarah Winfrey pushing the pace. Into the corner, Norse, blocked on the 3. She gets her own rebound, though. Shoulders it over, that one tipped around. Winningham has it. One dribble for Bella, puts it up. That one's blocked by Profit, and then stolen away by Winfrey. She'll dump it out, Selby. Selby on the drive, back to Winningham, bobbles and gathers. Sparta wise to slow it down a little here. Leading by 5, back out Grasty. You're not stalling, but take a little bit of the energy out. Right side Winningham. Now fires it over to Selby in the corner. Ashlyn off a screen with space to operate. She'll go into the mid-range. Kicks it back to Bella. Winningham passes left back out to Winfrey. Sarah Winfrey surveys back to Lakeland Grasty. The cool, calm, collected senior goes to work. Off a screen, past Clevenger. Rises up in the mid-range. Can't hit, rebound again. Winfrey tries to wrestle it away. It'll be a jump between her and Clevenger. Possession goes back the other way. They needed Sarah Winfrey to step up with no Gracie Clark on the floor, and she has.
She had a super tough stretch there in the first half, but she has come out here in the second half and absolutely has stepped up. A couple of big offensive rebounds, the big basket as well, ties that one up. It goes to Cocke County, but White County still ahead by 5.
Clevenger has it here. She'll bounce it over. 5:16 to go. Sparta leads by 5. Carmichael lines up the 3 and hits. That's a big shot. Carmichael turns, and it's a long 2. Big difference. I thought it was a 2, but the near side official, God help him, said it was a 3. It's a 2. Big difference. 34-31. Yeah, can you believe it? That he didn't see something. I'm wearing glasses too. It's okay. Here comes Grasty. Grasty works off a double screen right side. Still with it into the corner. Lakeland has it tied up. and a foul. And Blakeland Clevenger has to be careful. She's extremely frustrated with the call. And that frustration, you can feel it for Cocke County. It's been pretty easy. Yeah. They have 26 wins over 3A teams, a lot of them lopsided. This is an impressive defense that you're facing. As Grasty going to inbound here. They're still very much in this game with a superstar of their own. Grasty fires in. Selby hands off Grasty again. She'll drive in. Contorting shot and a foul. Lakeland Grasty to the RECO free throw line for 2 with 4:53 to play. This is the third team foul on Cocke County. They get it on Profit. That is her second personal. Lakeland Grasty to the line. Hits the first. She is a 79% free throw shooter on the season.
We were at lunch watching some basketball, and they had clutch time on the screen.
It's clutch time.
I know it was 4:53 remaining. It's clutch time, and Grasty just hit both.
First and second are good. 36-31 for Lakeland Grasty. Here comes Blakeland Clevenger again. You're going to see a lot of Carmine Carmichael in the next 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Clevenger spins inside, swiped, and they caught a foul. And this is huge. It's the fourth on Grasty.
And it wasn't a foul.
It wasn't either. She grabbed the basketball, and Kyra Fox, a big weapon to have at your disposal on the bench, will check in.
It was two things. It was a travel, and then it was a jump ball, and they called a foul on Lakeland Grasty.
So Grasty gets a breather, both her and Clark. They've spaced the lead a little bit with Clark out. Now the pressure ratchets up even more with 4:43 to go. Inbound goes to Carmichael. It's Bella Winningham's turn to guard her.
White County is in the bonus.
Handoff, now a drive. Kick out into the corner. 3 ball on the way. No, missed everything. Rebound tipped by Selby right to Winfrey. Sarah Winfrey weaving through traffic to beat the press. Winfrey sends to Winningham. Shot fake. Lines up the 3. Can't hit. Rebound. Selby has it. 1 dribble and a foul. Ashlyn Selby would not be denied. Is this on Carmine Carmichael? It is not. It's on Profit. That is her third. And this is 2 free throws for Ashlyn Selby at the Real Estate Collective free throw line. The first one is good. 37-31. Sparta leads by 6 as Coach Dodgen looks up towards the scoreboard and thinking, what is the button I have to push? When does he go back to Clark and Grasty?
Well, if you keep extending this lead, this free throw would give them match their biggest lead of the ball game at 7. It puts you up by 3 possessions. If you can keep extending, it buys you just a little bit more time, at least a couple more possessions with them on the bench.
Coverage of this game is presented by Sparta RECO as Selby's next is no good, but it's swiped away. Winningham with a steal from behind against Carmichael. Back to Selby, and she traveled. And that time she definitely did. Possession back the other way. Off a great play originally for Sparta. They'll have to play defense again. Up by 6.
And that's when you don't really need either. You don't need to fire it away on that right wing. You can pull it back out and run your offense with 4:14 to play, up by 6.
Clevenger bounces it over to Blakeland Clevenger. Now Carmichael has it. She's hit 1 3 in the quarter already. Wheeler sends it right side. Blakeland Clevenger into Carmichael at the spot and puts it in. They got the switch they were looking for. It's a 4-point game with 4 minutes to go. Selby ahead, and Coach Dodgen has his hands up and says, hold. New play call in. Again, Grasty and Clark on the bench with 4. 1 more bucket for Cocke County, and you would anticipate at least 1 coming back. Winfrey on the drive, kicks to Norris, back out Selby, and they'll bleed it some more. Wise decision to shorten this game with the foul trouble.
Well, and he's got 4 timeouts remaining, too, so if they get in trouble, he can burn a quick one.
Here's Fox as she bobbles and gathers. Kyra picks up, able to get it over to Norris. Kylie Norris has a trap arriving from behind. She's hacked, no call. Instead, there'll be a jump, and the arrow belongs to Sparta. She got hacked.
I couldn't tell if Coach was trying to call a timeout, but here comes Gracie
it's
Clark
time.
and Lakeland Grasty.
Both with 4 fouls. Lakeland Grasty and Gracie Clark on the floor. 3:27 to go. He could also go defense-offense in a situation like this. If Sparta wins this game, we're here tomorrow. We need your help to do it. Businesses, send a message to our Facebook page and sponsor the broadcast along with the other local sponsors you've been hearing from during this broadcast, like Sparta RECO, like Randy Wallace with Wallace Insurance Agency. Here, right side, like the Quality family. Send a message to our page, but all attention here, 3:15 to go in the game. Grasty with it, she'll hand off right side Selby. Selby trapped, she's being pushed again, and finally, they will call the foul. And this will be 2 free throws upcoming for Ashlyn Selby as they are in the bonus. Brooklyn Clevenger called for her 3rd personal foul. Selby just split her last trip. Both here would be very helpful. And Winfrey is going to go to table, likely for one of Clark and Grasty.
And they let that go for a while. I mean, she got shoved in the back with 2 hands, and they let it go, and then they called the foul afterwards.
And the free throw for Selby was halfway down and popped out, and it'll actually be Winfrey in for Norris. So Coach Dodgen's pushing him in the middle of the table right now with 3:08 to go. He's going to trust his seniors. The second is good rather for Selby. It's 38-33. Carmine Carmichael brings it up. She has 5 in the quarter so far, 19 in this game. Pass left side for Wheeler. She'll give back Neathammer. Now into the low block, Carmichael tipped, and they called a foul. And this is going to be on Gracie Clark. Clark went for the steal on the pass, and Gracie Clark has fouled out of the game with 16 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist. Her 5th foul as Kyra Fox will check in for. And everybody hopes that Gracie has one more game to play in a Sparta uniform. They're trying to hang on to a 5-point lead. That's the 3rd team foul against the Warriorettes. Inbound here. Grasty still out there with force. Clevenger bounces into the corner. 3 ball on the way. No. Rebound. Selby trying to box out, and I think they're going to get Selby for a foul.
They shouldn't. It should be on Cocke County.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It's a hold. The near
Selby
side official signaled like he was calling a foul, or she was calling a foul on Selby. She still was. She was asking for the ball on the free throw line baseline. No, ma'am. We're going the other way. 2 free throws again for Ashlyn Selby at the RECO free throw line.
It was that far side official. He had a good view on it. Selby was getting grabbed the whole time. She was getting a good box out and then tried to get free to get the rebound and just couldn't get free.
It's definitely the right call, but the one official wasn't going to call it. As Selby connects the first. Next one critical, Jacob. A 6-point lead, trying to get it to 7.
They've only ever led by 7 in this game, so you would love to have a 7-point lead at this juncture in the ball game.
How big has Ashlyn Selby been? Her next one is good. 2 for 2. 40-33 with 2:46 to go in the 4th quarter. Here's Brooklyn Clevenger. She'll pick up, hands to Blakeland Clevenger. Blakeland fires into Carmichael, who has a step, and she's fouled. That's a great foul for Sarah Winfrey. And Carmine Carmichael will have to earn it at the line where she will shoot 2.
She got a step past Winfrey, and Winfrey was able to tie her up on the way up to the basket and make her miss it. So now Carmichael will have to make a couple at the line.
She's 3 for 5 so far today. It's 40-33, 2:36 to go in the ball game.
Both teams are in the bonus now, too.
First one for Carmichael is up and true. Nothing but net on the first. It is closing time. No Gracie Clark on the floor. She fouled out a few minutes ago. Next one is good. Carmichael goes 2 for 2. It's 40-36. Winfrey inbounds to Grasty. Protect the basketball and make your free throws. You play for a state championship. Here comes Winfrey. Gives back to Ashlyn Selby. Selby hands off, and it is bleed the clock time for the Warriorettes. Kyra Fox gives back to Selby. Selby bumped at the free throw or at the half-court line, bounces it ahead to Fox. She's fouled. It is Carmine Carmichael picking up her 4th, and this is 2 free throws for Kyra Fox. And how about the 2-week stretch for the senior number 12? Looked like her season was over when she dislocates her elbow against Stone. She misses 1 game back in, and now at the free throw line for 2. Her first one is no good. On the season, a 58% free throw shooter. And Grasty with a word of encouragement as Fox playing with a brace covered up by a sleeve on her left arm. Next one is short, no good, 0 for 2. 35-40. Cocke County basketball. Carmichael with it, 2:14 to go. She'll hand off to Clevenger. Brooklyn Clevenger gives over to Blakeland Clevenger. Now Carmichael off the wing. Selby there with outstretched arms. Into the low block, Clevenger steps through. They called a foul and 1. It's a huge play. Brooklyn Clevenger with the finish, and now Lakeland Grasty has fouled out. It is a 1-score game, and Clevenger can cut it to 1. And Grasty and Clark have each fouled out of this basketball game.
I was telling you, you still got some senior leaders out there for this White County team. The young guns in there as well. Still with a 3-point lead right now, pending the free throw with 2:02 to go. You got to get a good offensive set going on the other side.
Brooklyn Clevenger's first trip to the line tonight. Flies and hits. Cocke County's within 2. Sparta's 2 most lethal weapons are on the bench right now, each fouled out. Ashlyn Selby is running the point as she brings it up. Selby works it with the left hand, and she's fouled. What are you arguing about? Chloe Neathammer hacked her. And this will be 2 free throws for Ashlyn Selby at the RECO free throw line.
She jumps up and says, "That's all ball."
Well, you didn't even graze the ball.
But you also went through her body to get to the ball.
The hard thing that she hit was the arms of Selby, but another missed free throw, and that's 3 consecutive misses. And on the other side, 3 consecutive makes. Sparta 16 of 26 at the line, but Selby makes the second. 3-point game and a full timeout by Michael Dodgen. 1:51 to go, leading by 3.
Yeah, they're fine. 3-point lead right now, 1:51 to go. This is a defense that has hung their hat on that side of the ball all season long, and so they're going to need it at least a couple more times, but especially here on this possession, if you can get a stop and go down and run your offense, you're probably going to get fouled again. And like you said it, you got to take care of the basketball, and you got to hit free throws. Well, so far, they haven't hit their free throws. That's got to get better. They're taking good care of the basketball, but you got to keep getting to the line and knock down 2 at a time, and you just got to get stops on the other end. It's a pretty simple game when it comes down to it.
Sparta is 17 of 26 at the line. Cocke County is 9 of 15. Carmichael, 21 points and 8 rebounds, but 4 fouls for her. Also 4 on Neathammer and Blakeland Clevenger. So they got to be careful about who commits the fouls here for them if they have to. We'll see how they approach this possession. They've been getting downhill attacking, and with no Grasty and Clark on the floor, it's a big deal. Goose is here. We've been here all week. We are here for every game featuring Upper Cumberland teams. We have 2 spots on Media Row because of it, and we pump out content on every game. York already in a state championship game. White County trying to follow. Coverage of this game. Cookeville coming on as well. Sparta trying to pull off a big win with Grasty and Clark on the sideline, both fouled out. Cocke County basketball, 1:48 to go as they bring it in the front court. Blakeland Clevenger left side tosses to Carmichael. Carmichael surveys as Selby's in front. Now she'll go to work, has a step, lays it up and in. Carmichael blew right past the defender, and it's a 1-point game with 1:35 to go.
Yeah, Ashlyn Selby defending, just couldn't stay in front, and Carmichael gets past, lays it in. Still a 1-point lead here for Sparta.
Selby waits for Carmichael to step to her in the front court, now goes to work. Got to protect the ball here as Fox has it. She'll drive baseline. Kyra in trouble. Able to bounce it across to Winfrey, and Coach Dodgen calls a 30-second timeout on the floor. Still has 2 more in his pocket with 1:18 to go. It was a little bit chaotic. They worked out of it, but he burned the timeout just in case.
Yeah, she got into a tough spot there on the right baseline in a double team. So you said it. They were able to work out of it, but it's you've got the timeouts to use. So he still has 2 remaining with 1:18 to go. Plenty of timeouts to go. They're both full timeouts. So you burn that one there. Make sure you keep possession, and you get a baseline out of bounds. Last baseline out of bounds, you had a wide open layup. We'll see if they're able to get it again.
Coverage presented by Sparta RECO. 1:18 to go in the ball game. It's 41-40. Sparta leads with the basketball. No Gracie Clark, no Lakeland Grasty. Both have fouled out of the game. Kyra Fox to inbound from the baseline on the spot. She'll get it to Ashlyn Selby. Selby picked up by Carmichael. If they attack Carmichael, they could get her off the floor, which would be humongous. Here's Fox, works it around, hands off Selby. Carmichael fights over a screen. Selby drives, keeps her foot, back to Fox. 4-3, can't hit. That is not what Sparta wanted, but Whittingham takes it away. Bella Whittingham with a huge steal, turns wide open and puts it in. Bella Whittingham with the play of her life. It's 43-40. Oh my goodness, Bella Whittingham. Now in the front court right side. Here's Clevenger. She'll bounce it back. Brooklyn over to Blakeland. Blakeland to Carmichael. 40 seconds to play. Sparta leads by 3. Clevenger jabs, weaves through a trap. Now back out it goes to Clevenger. Blakeland now, guarded by Winfrey. Backs her down, turns, puts it up. The foul, it does not go, but 2 free throws for Blakeland Clevenger at the line with 28.7 seconds to go.
How about Bella
Oh my goodness.
Whittingham? She had a great game against Covington and then maybe makes the game-winning play there. Carmichael gets a rebound, and Whittingham just rips it out of her hands, and then the defense just leaves her, and she gets a wide-open layup.
The crowd making a ton of noise, and it works. The first free throw's no good. And Coach Dodgen saying box out with 28 seconds to go. Clevenger's next is good. It's a 2-point game. Bodie Bible calls timeout, a full timeout on the floor. 28.7. Sparta's got to get an inbound, survive a couple of traps, and make free throws.
Yeah, it's all you got to do. You got to get it in. You got to move the ball up the floor. What a play by Bella Whittingham. You said it.
Incredible.
Maybe the play of her life to get them into a championship ball game. Obviously, there's still plenty of time left. A lot can happen, but they're not in this position without that play right there. It would have been a tie game in Cocke County basketball.
Very quickly, again, presenting sponsor Sparta RECO. Sparta wins this game. Tomorrow we'll be here for championship action, but we need your help. If you own a business, we'll be talking about it right now when they're about to win a state championship tomorrow. Send a message to our Facebook page. It's the only way. We're 100% free because of our advertisers, so if you're able, send a message. Back to the game, 28.7 seconds. No Grasty and no Clark. The inbound critical here, the pass is critical, and then you want the basketball likely in Ashlyn Selby's hand to the line for a couple, if not that, Kylie Norris.
Yeah, I think those two. Selby has missed a couple at the line, but she has been good in the last couple of tries, so you get it to her.
She's a 74% shooter.
She's been able
Norris
to knock
is
them
64.
down. Absolutely.
Everybody else is below 60 for White County.
So you try to get it into your free throw shooter's hands. You got to take good care of the basketball and get it in first. That's the big key. And 2 timeouts left here for White County as well.
Baseline inbound coming for Ashlyn Selby. Running out of time, she bounces it to Norris. Norris is fouled. It will be Kylie Norris to the RECO free throw line. She makes them both. It's a 2-score game. She makes just one. You're in a good spot with 27.9 to go.
Sarah Winfrey ran to the other side of the floor, and nobody went after her. She was just standing open at the other side of the floor. They couldn't get it into her, but it works out anyways, and now Norris will be at the stripe for 2.
First trip to the line for Kylie Norris. She has not scored yet. Now she has. It hit the front of the rim and rolled over through. Sparta leads by 3. Biggest moment for Kylie Norris this season to stretch it to 2 scores. You heard what happened. 45-41 with 27 seconds to go. Here comes Brooklyn Clevenger into the front court. Clevenger fakes the handoff and will drive. Lowers the shoulder, missed it. Rebound, second chance, Neathammer. 18 seconds. Back to Carmichael. Back out it goes to Wheeler. 14 seconds. Wheeler blocked, but they called a foul. They called Ashlyn Selby for a foul on the 3.
That's a horrific call.
She completely got all ball on that shot.
It wasn't even that. I think they called it on her landing in the landing
Goodness.
zone. But what happened is she jumped into her and then flopped afterwards as well. That was a horrendous call.
Ava Wheeler down 4, though, with 3 free throws. She cannot tie, and the crowd's going nuts. Ball don't lie. She missed the first. How big were those makes for Kylie Norris to go 2 for 2? Grasty and Clark are covering their heads with a towel in their hands. They can't even watch. Next one is good for Wheeler. It's a 3-point game. If she misses this one, it's critical. Either way, same position for Sparta. They got to get the inbound clean. Next one coming for Wheeler. She flies and hits. And Cocke County will burn a timeout on the floor. It is the last one that they have. 12 seconds to go. And at this point, with no timeouts the other way, Jacob, clean inbound, 2 free throws. You're in a fantastic spot. But we've already seen in this tournament, that is not an easy thing to do. It is about to be a ferocious press for this Cocke County Lady Red team.
Well, I think one thing you look out for here on the inbounds is you had Winfrey running free on that last time down the floor. They didn't even run with her afterwards. So look for that first. If it's not there, then obviously look for either Selby or Norris again. Norris just hit a couple. Why not try to go back to her? But you got to get the basketball in. You do have 2 timeouts remaining, so if you do get into trouble and you can't get it in, you can use the timeout, especially with 12 seconds to go. But got to get the basketball in, secure the basketball, and then knock down 2 shots.
Important note, the clock on the screen is not official. Madison's doing a great job. She's within .1, but she's taking it over there on the left side. So whatever we say, and the only clock that matters is the one in the gym. It is not synced up. That clock is not official. It's just to give you an idea of where we are. That could play a big role. 45-43, Sparta leads by 2. They played the back half of this quarter without 2 superstars in Lakeland Grasty and Gracie Clark. Can they get one more game in a Sparta uniform for a prolific senior class? Kyra Fox to inbound. Gets it to Ashlyn Selby. Selby can hold. She does. She's wrapped, and with 9.7 seconds. The young lady whose season was taken from her a year ago in a holiday tournament tore her ACL. She's been so good this year. She goes to the line for 2 at the RECO free throw line, trying to potentially send the Warriorettes to a championship game, and she hits the first.
And if you hit this one, you just got to back out.
We'll let
them go.
We'll let the Maroon Mob tell you if she makes it. She did it. Missed it wide right. 9 seconds left for the Lady Red. Here's Clevenger with it. Over to Carmichael. 5 seconds. Carmichael with it. Carmichael turns, steps through, sends it ahead. Buzzer sound, shot up, no good. The White County Warriorettes are going to play for a state championship. For the first time since 1992, White County advances to the state championship game. Final score from the Murphy Center, Sparta 46, Cocke County 43.
Unreal. Unreal. What a win for those White County Warriorettes. No Lakeland Grasdy, no Gracie Clark for the final 3 minutes and change of a basketball game that is neck and neck, and they get the job done. A big shout out to Bella Winningham for the rebound and the layup. 2 free throws made by Norris, 1 free throw made there by Selby to put them up by 3. They get the big-time baskets when they needed them. They get the stops on the other end. That's a very good Cocke County basketball team, and White County will play for a state title tomorrow in the Upper Cumberland. So far on semifinal Friday is 2 for 2.
The Upper Cumberland is 2 for 2. White County joins York Institute in their respective classifications. They'll play tomorrow. White County will tip it off with Dyersburg at 1:30. And how poetic could it be for White County to get some revenge on the Lady Trojans to win their first gold ball since 1929. One thing's for sure, that's going to be a humongous fight tomorrow in a very fitting state championship game. Those two teams have been the best two teams in this tournament. They'll face off for a gold ball at 1:30 tomorrow. We will be here for all the action. We have a very quick turnaround here because we're immediately into Cookeville basketball against Bartlett coming up in 15 minutes. Couple of important reminders. Number one, if you would like for your business to be seen, you just saw the live devices were through the roof. Sometimes people ask, is it big on audio? Yeah, it's big on audio. Send a message to our Facebook page. We need your help to make sure all this continues to happen and that it stays free. Also, complete coverage, comprehensive coverage. We're here at the Murphy Center. We call it summer camp. We're here for 2 weeks. Literally every game, complete coverage presented by Risha Roofing, including story, photos, highlights, cinematic highlights, and more coming to our social media channels and website, again presented by Risha Roofing. Stay tuned for that. But 15 minutes from now, we'll tip it off again. Jacob Benson will take the play-by-play headset first. The Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game.
I'm going Bella Winningham. The game-winning play rips the basketball away from Carmichael. Not only that, she was doing it all game long defensively and gets the job done with that game-winning play. Rips it away, lays it up and in, and puts White County up by 3 in a big spot late in that basketball game. If that doesn't happen, they may not win the game. Bella Winningham is your Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game.
The White County Warriorettes take on Dyersburg tomorrow for the Class 3A state championship. They get it done over Cocke County in dramatic fashion at the Murphy Center, 46-43. Back in 15 minutes, right back here on these same platforms. Cookeville Lady Cavalier basketball. Jacob Benson will have your play-by-play. I'll take the color duties as they take on Bartlett. Revenge game for the Lady Cavs as they try to make the state championship game for the first time in this illustrious run for this senior group. One more time, your final score. White County 46, Cocke County 43. I'm Noah McKay for Jacob Vincent and everybody here for UCR. We say so long from now from the Murphy Center.